visiting a daycare centre and seeing where it all starts, and seeing how the values and the ability to self-regulate is so important to establish from a really, really early age, and in that sort of sets the students up for success as they move through the different areas of school life. So that was really interesting to see. We also realised how big of a part the community plays in terms of educating the child. Shireen made the really interesting comment that, what the child learns in your classroom is actually a very small part of what they actually learn. They're learning from the community, they're learning all the time, whether we want to or not. And something that's good and bad in South Africa is we can only do so much from inside of our classrooms. So we've learned how to do good in our classrooms, but our children are learning from the society around, where there's a lot of corruption and a lot of inequality, and it's opened up a lot of interesting things, a lot of questions. I feel like I'm leaving with more questions than answers today, for the simple reason that, how do we educate children to be good community members when the community or the society around them has so many problems? So that's opened up a lot of questions. And then just generally about the tour and CCE, it's been, I don't even have the words. I'm feeling exhausted, but in the best way possible, because we've learned so much, we've experienced so much, we've seen so much, and everything you see, it sparks like, I could do it in this way and in this classroom, or I could implement it in that way, or I haven't thought about it through that perspective. So it's just, like I said, I think I'm leaving with more questions than answers. And I think that's a brilliant thing, because then those questions are going to stay with me, and I'm going to keep thinking about this experience probably for the rest of my teaching career and the rest of my life, because I don't think these are easy questions that I'm leaving with. It's what struck me about the Finnish education system, I think, at its core, is that it, at every single level of government, of society, of community, of the school, the best interest of the child is central. And that is what we strive for as teachers, but how do we implement that in a place like South Africa? And I think that's a question I'm going to be answering for the rest of my life in many different ways. Yeah, just so thank you to you and the CCE team.